to my channel. Today's video is going to be another one brand tutorial, and this time I used only Catrice products. So my last one brand tutorial was only using Essence products. In today's video I'm going to use only Catrice makeup. Again, Catrice is really affordable, they're cruelty free, and you can find them almost in every country, I think, which is why I decided to create this tutorial. I came up with a cool tone grayish look, which I think is perfect for the winter time, and I decided to pair it with a nude lip. As most of my makeup tutorials, this look is really simple to recreate and easy to achieve, so if you're interested in knowing how to get this look, then just keep on watching. To prep my skin for foundation, I used the Catrice Prime and Fine Beautifying Primer, which if you've been following me for a while now, you know this is one of my favorites. And then for foundation, I tried out the Catrice Nude Illusion Foundation, and I'm in the shade Nude Ivory. I picked this up for this tutorial, but I ended up really liking it. It's a great drugstore foundation. And I first stippled this foundation on using a brush and then blended it into my skin using a damp beauty blender. And then as concealer, I used the Liquid Camouflage HD Concealer in the shade Porcelain. Again, it was the first time using this, and I really like it. It is a bit light in coverage, but it has an amazing finish. And again, I'm going to blend this into my skin using the same damp beauty blender. And then to set my concealer but also my foundation, I used the Healthy Looks Mattifying Translucent Powder. And then for my contour, I used the Professional Contouring Palette in the shade Ashy Radiance, and I grabbed the contouring shade and applied it on the usual areas where I apply my contour. Then for my bronzer, I used the bronzer in the shade Hot TANs. This was a limited edition bronzer, but it is so pretty, so I couldn't help but use it for this tutorial. And then it was time to apply some blush. I used the Illuminating blush in the shade La Vie en Rose. I think this is still available. I know they discontinued a few shades in this range, but I think this one is still available. And then I went in with the High Glow Mineral Highlighting Powder in the shade Light Infusion, which is a beautiful highlighter. It's a bit subtle, but it adds a nice glow to the skin. Then it was time to set those brows in place, and for this I used the eyebrow filler in the shade 20. This adds a little bit of extra fibers and thickness, I guess, to the eyebrows. Then I used some of the Prime and Fine Multitalent Fixing Spray to set everything in place. Then as an eyeshadow primer, I used the Prime and Fine Eyeshadow Base. And then I was hesitating which palette I wanted to use, but I started off by using the Chocolate Nudes eyeshadow palette, and I used a beige shade to set that eyeshadow primer in place. Then I used the Deluxe Trio in the shade Meet the Gemstones, and I used the middle gray shade. I wanted to use it as a transition shade, but as you can see, it doesn't really add a lot, so I decided to go in with another shade as a transition shade, and for this I grabbed the Chocolate Nudes palette again. Then I went back in with the middle gray shade to really cool down everything, if that makes any sense. Then to darken the look up a little bit more, I used the same palette but used the darkest grayish shade, and I applied it in my crease but also in my outer V. And then of course I made sure everything was nice and blended. Then as a brow bone highlight, I used the chocolate palette again and applied the lightest shades underneath my brow bone. And then as a lid shade, I used the Gemstones palette again, and I used the first shimmery shade and applied it on my eyelids. But I thought it wasn't intense enough, so I decided to wet my brush. And then I decided I wanted to darken up the look, so I used the Liquid Metal Gel Eye Pencil in the shade Black Stage, which is a blackish green, greenish black. Then I decided to add my transition shade to my lower lash line to blend that eye pencil out and make sure everything looks nice and smoky. And then I decided I wanted to add a little bit of that grey shade to my lower lash line to make sure everything looks nice and balanced. As an inner corner highlight, I used a shimmery shade from the Chocolate Nudes palette and applied it on my inner corners. And then for mascara, I used my favorite one by Catrice, which is the Lash Dresser Comb Mascara. And as always, I really built up the mascara and applied a few layers. And then it was time to move on to the lips. I applied the Ultimate Color lipstick in the shade Nude-tastic. It had been a while since I wore a lipstick and it was really weird, but it's a beautiful shade. Okay guys, so that wraps up this makeup tutorial. I know this look is a little bit different, but I really hope you enjoy it nonetheless. Let me know in the comments down below which brands you want to see next in my one brand tutorials. I think I can do LA Girl, Too Faced. Just let me know in the comments and I will try and film that for you. If you like this video, then don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to my channel already, then please hit that subscribe button down below. And hopefully I will see you in my next video. Bye guys! Mwah.